Well, joining me now to discuss that very long list of things in the new SNP leaders in tray is former BBC political editor and the Herald columnist Brian Taylor. Good evening, Brian. Well, I mean, as Ollie was saying there, it is a very long in tray there, long list of things to tackle. It's been a pretty vicious leadership contest, though. So how does the party put itself back together after this? Can it?
It's been an incredibly bitter and divisive leadership contest, not assisted by the fact that, as was seen, it was a very tight outcome, and therefore the bickering between the two principal contenders was very sharp indeed. Kate Forbes, at one point, I'm not quite sure why she felt the need to do this, but she trashed Humza Yousaf's entire record in office as a minister, including his period as Health Secretary. Now, I think she will regret that, because she was in government at the same time as he was. She was endorsing the collective programme of that government, but she rode back from that towards the end of the campaign, is stressing that she completely accepts the result and will serve loyally and faithfully in whatever capacity is asked of her. What does Humza Yousaf have to do? He has to win. He has to win and cajole and persuade and coax the people of Scotland, first of all, to continue supporting the SNP and giving them, therefore, the power at Holyrood and seats at a UK general election, but also has to coax, cajole and persuade them towards that ultimate aim of independence. He says that when he meets the Prime Minister, or speaks more likely to him on the phone, he'll ask for the power to be transferred immediately for a further referendum on independence to be held. I think Rishi Sunak will say, thanks very much, great to hear from you, congratulations, but no.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned independence there. Some people will want to see independence at the top of the agenda for Humza Yousaf, but there are huge numbers of domestic issues, big problems that he will need to focus on. What do you think the priority is going to be?
The strategy of the SNP for years going back, I mean, we're going through very, very difficult times, a period of turmoil, and that's turned things topsy-turvy. But the strategy of the SNP, going through Nicola Sturgeon, going back to Alex Salmond, was to try and govern consensually and reasonably moderately within the devolved powers, within the powers of the existing devolved parliament, but to invite the people simultaneously to say, this is what we can do for devolution. Just think how much we could do if only we had further powers, if only we had independence. So it was a process in tandem, if you like. I think quite clearly that Humza Yousaf will revert to that. He will not want to talk about the process of independence in particular, although he will request that power from the Prime Minister. He'll want to talk about what he believes would be the advantages of independence and link them to the popular concerns. What are those? They are the same throughout the whole of the UK. They are the same, perhaps, frankly, across the globe. They are security, they are the economy, the cost of living, the health service, and education and other provisions of that nature. So I think he'll want to focus upon these, but never losing that message of independence, making it a simultaneous pitch once again, if you like.
And Brian, just finally, the reaction to this news here in Westminster in London, it's been pretty gleeful from both Labour and the Conservatives, but are they getting a bit carried away, do you think?
I think they are being a little premature with regard to Humza Yousaf's position. Is he well known in Westminster? No, he's not. Does he need to be well known in Westminster? No, not really. What he needs to do is not persuade the people on the green benches or the red benches of the Commons or the Lords that he's a good chap. What he has to do is persuade the people of Scotland that he is worth supporting, worth giving a chance to, and that perhaps also independence might be worth a chance. Will he seek to govern moderately? I think he will. Will he seek to govern consensually? I think he will. He has several problems, though. He has a big problem with the economy, not least economic strategy, because Kate Forbes was advocating. They both said they wanted to eradicate poverty as their main aim, but Kate Forbes was advocating economic growth as the way to achieve that. Humza Yousaf was talking more about incentives such as childcare, and the Greens, with whom he is in a pact, and that pact will continue, are more towards the incentive end of the spectrum than they are economic growth. I think that is a big, big discourse waiting to be had in Scotland.